वक्रतुंडाय हुम श्री गणेशाय नमः. Having invoked that divine presence of Ganesh Ji to remove all difficulties, we pay obeisance to his mother, that auspiciousness repository, that source of all good and noble beings and things. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaye Viche Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vandhana Mrityoramokshiyamamrita. Har Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadev. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Krishna Bhagwan, we prostrate before you. You're the remover of difficulties as well. You are the one to make things that are impossible suddenly possible. We pray to you. Mukam karoti vachalam pangulanghayate girim yat kripatamaham vande paramananda madhavam. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namo Namaha. Ganesh Ji.
Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Ek dant dayavant char bhujadhari. Ek dant dayavant char bhujadhari. Mathe sindur sohi musiki sawari.
Mathe sindur sohe musaki sawari.
अन धन को आँख देख को दिन को काया.
धन को आँख देख को दिन को काया.
बाजन को पुत्र देत निर्धन को माया.
बांझन को पुत्र देत निर्धन को माया.
जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा.
जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा.
माता जानकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा.
माता जानकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा.
पान चढ़े फूल चढ़े और चढ़े मेवा.
पान चढ़े फूल चढ़े और चढ़े मेवा.
लधुवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा.
का भोग लगे संत करे सेवा।
रिद्धि सिद्धि सात सोहि कार्तिकेय भ्राता।
रिद्धि सिद्धि सात सोहि कार्तिकेय भ्राता।
दीन जानी शरण राखी सुफल की जय सेवा। दीन जानी शरण राखी सुफल की जय सेवा। जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा।
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा। माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा। माता जाकी पार्वती पिता महादेवा।
प्रेम से बोल श्री गणेश भगवान की जय। Now, as we are still in the Navaratri period, we will sing the Durga Mata Chalisa. We will all join together in praising her and invoking her presence into our life and into our homes.
जय श्री दुर्गा अंबिका जगत पालिनी मात। तुम्हरो चालीसा रचू की जय मोहि सनात। नमो नमो दुर्गे सुख करणी। नमो नमो अम्बे दुख हरणी। निरंकार है ज्योति तुम्हारी। तीन लोक फैली उजियारी। चंचल लाल मुख महाविशाला। नेत्र लाल भृकुति विकराला। रूप मात्र को अधिक सुहावे। दर्श करत जन अति सुख पावे।
जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
तुम संसार शक्ति लव कीना।
पालन हेतु अन धन दीना।
अन्नपूर्णा हुई जगपाला।
तुम हो आदि सुंदरी बाला। प्रलय काल सब नाशनहारी। तुम गौरी शिव शंकर प्यारी। शिव योगी तुम्हारे गुण गावे। ब्रह्मा विष्णु तुम्हें नित ध्यावे। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
सरस्वती का तुम धारा।
हे सुबोधि ऋषि मुनि ने उबारा।
धरो रूप नरसिंहा अम्बा।
परखत भई पारे के कंबा।
रक्षा कर प्रहलाद बचायो।
हिरणाकुश को स्वर्ग पठायो।
दृष्टि रूप धारो जगमाही।
श्री नारायण अंग समाही। जय अम्बे जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
क्षीर सिंधु में
करत विलासा। जया सिंधु दीजे मन आसा।
लाज में तुम ही भवानी।
महिमा अमित न जात बखानी।
मातंगी धूमावती माता।
भुवनेश्वरी ईश्वरी बगला सुखदाता
श्री भैरव तारा जगतारा
चीन पाल भव दुख निवारण
जय अम्बे
ओ मैया जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
हे हरि
वाहन सोहि भवानी लांगुर वीर चलत अगवानी घर में खपर खड्ग विराजे जाको देख काल दरवाजे
सो है और हर्ष त्रिशूला
जाते उठत शौर्य यशोरा
नमन कोटि में तुम्हें
विराजत तीन लोक में डंका बाजत जय अम्बे जगदम्बे मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
शुंभनि शुभ दानव तुम्हारे
रक्त बीज शंखन संहारे महिषासुर नृप अति अभिमानी जहि अगभार मही अकुलानी रूप कराल काली को धारा सेन सहित चुमते ही संहारा हरि गाढ़ संकट पर जब जब भय साई मातु तुम तब तब जय अम्बे ओ मैया जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
अमरपुरी
अरुवा सब लोका तब महिमा सब रहे अशोका ज्वाला में है ज्योति तुम्हारी तुम्हें सदा पूजे नर नारी प्रेम भक्ति से जो जस गावे दुख नारी निकट नहीं आवे आवे
तुम जो नर मन
आई जन्म मरण ताई सोचुति जाई जय अम्बे जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
योगी सुर मुनि कहत पुकारी
योग न होय बिनु शक्ति तुम्हारी शंकर आचार्य तप कीनो काम और धुलिछी सब लीनो निश्चिन ध्यान धरो शंकर को काहू काल नहीं सुमिरो तुमको शक्ति रूप को मर्म न पायो शक्ति गई तब मन पछतायो
जय अम्बे
ओ माता जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
शरणागत
हुई कीर्ति बखानी जय 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 जगदम्ब भवानी हरे प्रसन्न आदि जगदम्बा दई शक्ति नहीं कीन विलम्बा मोको मान कष्ट अति हेरो तुम बिन कौन हरे दुख मेरो आशा तृष्णा निपट सताहे विभु मूरख मोहि अति दर पावे जय अम्बे जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे
शत्रुनाश की जय महारानी
सुमिरो हित चित तुम्हि भवानी
करो कृपाही मातु दयाला
रेत सेति दे कर जय अम्बे जगदम्बे जय अम्बे जगदम्बे ओ मैया जय अम्बे जगदम्बे।
प्रेम से बोलो श्री जगदम्बा माता की जय। मंत्र जप संध्या। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ।
Let us be saved together. Let us be reared together and united and strengthened together too. Let us not be jealous of each other.
We will join together now in symbolically doing the Archman. Imagine water in your right palm. As we recite this mantra saying Swaha, you will sip. You?
Om Amritopastar Namasi Swaha. Om
अमृता पिधा नमसि स्वाहा ॐ सत्यं यशः श्री मयि श्रीरयतां स्वाहा।
O God, protector and supporter as thou art of the universe, be kind and bestow upon us truth, fame, beauty and prosperity.
Now, once again, we do Archman, sipping from the water from the right hand, removing all sins and negative qualities from the night before.
Om
शन्नो देवी रमेष्टया आपो भवन्तु पीतये शम्योरभिस्रवन्तु नः।
Omnipresent God, be kind to us and grant the happiness and objects we need.
Now, placing some water into your left palm, we touch with your middle finger and your ring finger to the different parts of your body, starting first of all with your mouth.
Om Bhagavan.
Nose.
Om Pranah Pranah.
Eyes.
Om Chakshuh Chakshuh.
Ears.
Om Srotram Srotram.
Navel.
Om Nabhi.
Heart.
Om Hridayam.
Throat.
Om Kantha.
Head.
Om Shiraha. Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam.
Now,
Om
wash both hands together.
Karprishti.
O God, let my words, life, eyes, ears, neck, heart, throat and head be pure and powerful, and arms strong and renowned. Let my palm and back of palm perform religious rites.
Once again, Marjan, the cleansing continues. We touching once again as we've done before. In the left palm we place the water, in the right we touch, starting first of all with our head.
Om
punatu shirasi
Our eyes,
Bhuva Punatu Nitrayo.
our throat,
Om Swaha Punatu Kante.
our heart,
Om Maha Punatu Hridaye.
our navel center,
Om Janaha Punatu Nabhyam.
our legs,
Om Tapaha Punatu Padayo.
once again our head,
Om Satyam Punatu Punah Shirasi.
sprinkle the water all over.
Om Kham Brahma Punatu Sarvatra.
Let the region of Bhu help us to purify our head. Let the region of Bhuva help us to purify our eyes. Let the region of Swaha help us to purify our throat. Let the region of Maha help us to purify our heart. Let the region of Jana help us to purify our navel. Let the region of Tapa help us to purify our legs. Let the region of Satya help us to purify our heads. Let Brahma help us to purify every place.
In these pranayama mantras, as we inhale and exhale, the mantras are recited. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam,
Om Ritam Cha Satyam Cha Abhidhyat Tapaso Adhyajayata Tato Ratraya Jayata Tataha Samudro Dhyanavad Om Samudra Dhyanavad Adhi Samvatsaro Ajayata Ahoratrani Vidhatara Vishesha Vishato Vashi Om Surya Chandramaso Dhata Yatha Purvam Prakalpayat Divam Cha Prithvim Cha Antariksham Ato Swaha.
Tendency for creation arose in the divine mind of the absolute God. Then came chaos, then came subtle water, then day and night. The sun, the moon, heaven, world and the horizon were created as before when the universe was previously created.
We once again focus on Surya Bhagwan as we offer these mantras.
Om Udutyam Jatavirasam Devam Vahanti Ketavah Rishi Vishwaya Suryam Om Udvyam Tamasaha Pari Swapashyanta Uttaram Devam Devatra Suryam Manama Jyotirotama Om Chitram Devana Urgarinikam Chakshuramitrasya Varunesyagni Apradhyava Prithvi Antariksham Surya Atma Jagata Tassurjasva Swaha.
O God, you are beyond darkness. The luminous sun represents you. Everything in this universe proclaims your glory. The wise are surprised and illuminated by thine supreme nature. You have given vision to the sun, the sea god, fire god. The heaven, the middle region, and the earth are being sustained by you. You are the soul of the universe.
We make these offerings now of prayers for our good health and long life, health and happiness.
Om Takshashuri Devaritam Purasta Shukramocharat Pashima Sharidah Shatam Jive Ma Sharidah Shatam Srinuyama Sharidah Shatam Prabhavama Sharidah Shatam Adina Shyama Sharidah Shatam Bhuyascha Sharidah Shatam.
Omniscient God, let us see for 100 years. Let us live for 100 years. Let us hear for 100 years. Let us live for more than 100 years.
We now pay obeisance to each one of these wonderful beings, starting with Brahmaji.
Om Brahmane Namaha
Salutations to Brahma, to Preceptor, to sages, to gods, and to Vedas.
We come now to the heart of the Sandhya, reciting the Gayatri Mantra. Let us all sit upright and chant together. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat.
Let us be in union with your luminous nature, who is the creator of the three worlds and giver of our intellect.
We pay obeisance to Almighty Bhagwan.
Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha Mayo Bhavaya Cha Namah Shankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha Namah Shivaya Cha Shivataraya Cha. Om Viryamasi Viryam Mayi Dehi Om Balamasi Balam Mayi Dehi Om Tejoasi Tejo Mayi Dehi Om Ojoasi Ojo Mayi Dehi Om Manyurasi Manyum Mayi Dehi Om Sahasi Saho Mayi Dehi.
Salutation to the Almighty, the giver of bliss, happiness, and peace. May we be blessed with energy, strength, glory, courage, and patience.
Let us all join together now in this prayer for ourselves, for our community, for our nation, for our leaders, and for all living beings.
Sarvesham Mangalam Bhuyat Sarve Santo Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavit Nandantu Sarva Bhutani Niratankani Sanchucha Pritirastu Parasparam Siddhirastu Chakarmanam Swasyastu Rajno Nityapa Shamprajabhyastate Vastu Swasyastu Dipade Nityam Shantirastu Chatuspade Shantirastu No Devasya Bhurabhuva Swashivam Tata Sarvata Shantirastu Na Soumya Bhavantu Bhutani Tvam Deva Jagatasrasta Pata Deva Tvamevagi Prajapalaya Devisha Shantim Kuru Jagatpate Yo me adhyasnihiyate tasya Shivamastu sada bhuvi Yascha mam disti loke yasmin Swapi bhadrani pashyantu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.
Let there be good to all. Let all be free from sickness. Let all see good and let none suffer. Let all be happy and fearless. Let there be sympathy for each other and success for all work. Let there be prosperity, to the leader who protects the people every day and also to the people. Let the bipeds and the quadrupeds be prosperous every day. Let there be peace in God's and in the three worlds. Let us and all other beings have peace everywhere. Creator and sustainer as you are of the world, you encourage godliness and establish peace amongst the people. Who is my friend today? Let him be in peace. And who is my enemy? Let him also be in peace.
Om Shanti,
Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.
Prem se Shri Govind Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. We're having children's class. So those of us who are children, please go across to the class that will be being held. In the meantime, I just want to mention a couple things. One, we want to welcome those of us who have attended this morning in person. May God bless you. By God's grace, you've had a chance to come here today. We have as well people who are joining us from Canada and from Florida. For the Senorine family in Florida, I hope all is well, and I hope that you are not damaged, you didn't suffer damage as badly as others that we've seen from Hurricane Ian. But we're pleased and happy to have you with us. When I was younger, much younger, I always questioned why I would have to do Sunday every Sunday morning when we come. And then you realize later on in life that this is the prayer that one says morning and evening. So when we are not sure what is the prayer to be said, light in the diya is one thing, but these Sandhya mantras are recited to help purify our thoughts from that which has gone throughout the day, but also for what is to come in the night, and then in the morning thereafter. This evening we are going to be celebrating the Devi in the form of the Kanyakumaris. It is a wonderful opportunity for us all to do that puja, and I want to just speak a little bit about it. It is prescribed in the Devi Bhagavad that we should worship the Kanyakumaris, and they should be from ages 2 to 10. And they all have different names. The one who is aged 2 is called Kumari. The one who is 3 years old is called Trimurti. Who is 4 years old is Kalyani, 5 years Rohini, 6 years Kalika, 7th Chandika, 8th Shambhavi, 9 Naumi. Guess what her name is? Durga. And 10 years old is called Subhadra. One should worship these Kanyakumaris, taking their names, observing all the rules, and the different results that arise from the worshipping of each one of these Kanyakumaris. And I will just touch on them for a little bit because I want to get on to why exactly we should do it. Apart from the fact that the book says so, and I always say that is reason enough. It is said that people with great devotion should worship the Kumaris with the mantras. The Devi who can create without any difficulty all the sacred tattvas of Kartikeya is known as Kumari. She who is appearing under the 3 forms of differentiated by the 3 gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, is known as Trimurti. She who is being worshipped, always favoring us with auspicious things, is known as Kalyani. She who is worshipped with a heart full of devotion, who is germinating all the karmas and seed forms, is known as Rohini Devi. She who at the end of a kalp gathers unto her the form of Kali is known as Kalika Devi. She who is furious and wrathful, Chandika. And though that Devi who killed the demons, Chand and Mund, as we described earlier in the week, is also referred to as Chandika. We worship Shambhavi Devi, the giver of all pleasures and happiness, whose form is the Ved Brahma, and whose origin is without any cause. She saves us from danger. And she who saves us from danger and delivers all of her devotees from various difficulties is Durga Devi. And Subhadra Devi makes sure we have an auspicious life. So each one of the Devis have a particular significance. And each of those significators, each of those would in fact address different aspects of our life. And complete, when we do all 9 together, we are dealing with every aspect of our life. And it's important for us to understand how this fits into our life, our world. Because when I was thinking about it, I thought, and I will share this thought with you, what other religion or tradition personifies divinity in the female form like Sanatana Dharma? I couldn't think of any. The different aspects of them, the different forms that arise in different other traditions. But Sanatana Dharma tells us to do puja to little girls who are the embodiments of the Devi. And I thought it was such a wonderful, wonderful message. And I thought I would like to analyze it. Like if I have to do a submission, how I would analyze it, I needed to analyze why we do this. First of all, each one of the aspects, as I've mentioned, is recognized. So we are seeing Devi in all her different aspects: benevolence, wrath, auspiciousness, removal of difficulties. Each one of them put together, just like we did last night, as we spoke last night, when she came together, all of her matrikas came together into one. Yet when it was time to defeat the negativity, she emanated each one of those matrikas from her, as we discussed during the course of this week. In the same way, each one of these little Devis represents some aspect of Devi. But importantly, as we spoke again yesterday, so we see how everything ties in. From the 11th chapter, from the 6th verse, we remember that beautiful, beautiful message that I had you all recite. And that beautiful line, Striya samasta sakala jagatsu, that all women are a manifestation of the Divine Mother. So when we have the 9 Devis here, this is a reminder to us that what she says in the Devi Mahatam is manifested now when we do puja. And we learn to recognize that. So we don't only look for her in the front, but we look for her in all her representations, including those little Devis who will be there today. And it's an important message for us to understand that God is not confined to only in a mandir. And once we accept that, then our life becomes spiritual. Otherwise, our life remains compartmentalized. God is in the mandir, so only when I go in the mandir or my puja room will I see God. No, Mataji says differently. Every time you look at a woman, you are seeing me. But importantly now, for the little child who is sitting here, it encourages them from the age of 2, and then if they are chosen again in next year, 3, and then next year, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That child sees that I am a special child. That child sees that I am worthy of divinity and specialness in my life. And it helps that child who is now sitting and going through the puja, The sanskar itself, that is a sanskar in its own self. It's an awakening of one's own mind and intellect. Through that aspect, the child gets the blessing as well. Because when she closes her eyes or opens her eyes and you're doing puja, what are you doing? Mantras are being recited, vibrations are being created. It is touching that child to be blessed. So as she moves through life, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and thereafter, that vibration and foundation has been already created from doing puja. And they get reinforced with the concept of divinity and recognition of God within themselves. That is an important thing. Because that child at 2 to 10 will one day grow up to be 18, 19, 20, 21 and older. And they will be in a position where they are troubled. Who am I? What am I? How am I to do and live my life? And hopefully, having lived 9 years at least being done puja to, they will remember, that is who I am. I am that divinity. I should not put myself, therefore, in a place where that divinity will in any way be tarnished. I should not put myself in a position where my divinity will in any way be decreased. I should not put my position and my name and my reputation in any place where anything other than Devi Maya's blessing would come. So it is a powerful message for the child herself, because it gives her a sense of reinforcement as to who she is. But importantly, the next point, it is a reinforcement to all the men and boys who are here, and all the men and boys who are looking on, and all the men and boys who ought to be here. Dulhins, bring your husband next time. Children, bring your fathers. Especially for Durga Mata Puja. Why? If they're not here, that's okay, I understand. Some may not be alive anymore, some may be separated, I understand those things. But if it is possible, and a male influence who is in the life of these children should come to Mandir. Because they get to see who that little child is. And they get to know that Striya Samasta Sakala Jagatsu, that every woman is a representation of the Devi. How can I slap any woman? How can I beat any woman? How can I pick up a gun against any woman? How can I do those things if I'm a follower of Sanatan Dharma? So the lesson continues from the children to the grown-ups and to the boys. And the boys, as they are growing up, they get confused. We all went through puberty. We all know what happens. And we know those thoughts come into the mind. And we get all of these messages coming in, much more so in the phones and all of these things. And there's there's so much negativity out there. How do we arm? What is the armor we put for our little sons? It has to be with the Devi Kavach. It has to be with the Devi Stotras. It has to be with the name of Mataji. It has to be with the Devi Puja, so that they will see this little girl who is growing up with me, this little girl who I've seen in the Mandir growing up too, this little girl who we have done puja for, is represented in every little girl and every girl who is out there as representations of Mataji. So when we have the thoughts, and they will come, that are not good, that's okay. Recognize the thought, harness the thought, And take yourself then to a place where Mataji resides to say, Tumhare bhavan mein. Light that fire, Jot jage. So that she comes within your heart when we feel lost and in a place of darkness. But importantly, the fifth point I want to raise is that we as a community now see these children as part of our family. And I want to pause here because I don't know who are the children who were chosen for this evening, who were selected, who are coming. But I hope that the parents of those children, after today, bring those children to this Mandir every Sunday at least. Because it makes no sense to bring them here and get this puja without having the follow-up of our community looking after them, of our puja looking after them, and our prayers and teachings in the Bal Vihar class. So whoever comes, we must encourage, let them come. If they already come to the Mandir, continue coming. Because we as a community cannot look after them if they are not here. And parents whose children are selected, whether here or in any other Mandir or any other place, your children can be Devis for today, but they must be Devis for the rest of their life. And to do that, they must be taught how to be Devis. And they must get the support of a family like this who sits together and pray and looks out for each other. So even when we go out anywhere and we see that little Devi or Devta somewhere lost, they're in situation, they're in trouble, whatever, we would recognize them. That is one of my own. Not that we would turn our back on anybody else, but we give special attention in particular. That is my own. He or she is part of my Mandir and my family and my community. Let me help look after them. Not to intrude and become a parent, but to be there in the event that something is required. But we as a community get to see children like this and get to know that all these little children, all these little Devis, who may not be done puja, all of them may not be doing puja for little children today who are in the front here. There may be other little girls outside. It's all right. We can still offer them something. Because no matter what and wherever they are Devis in themselves. Navaratri, those 5 points, I should have gone to 9 because it's Navaratri, but I will end with those 5 points. So let me just revise them for you. 1, it recognizes the various forms of the mother and different aspects. 2, it embodies what she says in chapter 11, verse 6 of the Devi Mahatam, that all Devis, all women are an embodiment of her. 3, it encourages the child to become divine and to seek divinity and to be better for themselves. 4, it helps men and boys to recognize how they should treat women and little girls, and as they grow older, who they are to be seen as. And 5, for us as a community to get together to look after these girls. Navaratri is about the empowerment of women. That is what it is about. And the recognition of their divinity. That is what it is about. And that is why yesterday evening, when we sat in the Devi Mahatam, I asked all women to recite it. You are Shakti. You are power. And you know what? I have to tell you this. This is a little aside. I've gone through the Devi Bhagavad, I've gone through the Devi Mahatam, and I didn't see any place where Devi's only role was to say Kiruti. Nowhere in that. So that has to be by agreement. So we go back to our vows when we got married, and we have to say, what was the agreement? And if you were not happy with that agreement, then speak to the Baba before. Because so many times in our Hindu marriages, the first time we hear the vow is on the day itself, and well, we never hear anything. Because so much tasa and all these, we have to know what we are promising. And if there's a contract going on between my husband and wife, well, I will do this and you will do that. Sure. But Sanatan Dharma is not misogynistic. It does not encourage if the mother and father are working, and both of them come home same time, that is only the mother that has to go and cook. It doesn't say that. Culture may have come about to say that. That's not Sanatan Dharma. I look at the Devi. I get her blessings. I get her her messages. Not by text, but from the book. The thing about it is, this is what she said. This is how she acted. She was always strong, and she never, never let any male put a hand on her. Gone are the days when someone said, to keep them right, you have to. Those days are gone. Long time, it should not never have even been there. A slap is for the person who is slapping. Slap yourself. Because you have to awaken the Devta in yourself. If that is how you think, that is how you think another person is, go back and look at the chapter 11. Striya samasta. Will you go and tell me, any person will go and slap Devi Mata? You wouldn't even think about it. You would not think about it. Other Rakshasas, other places would go and kick down the murti and break it up and put other scriptures on it. Don't look at those scriptures. That is not the message. What is the message is, how do we rebuild her? How do we bring her back? How does Mataji enter into her life? And how is her representation to be there? And it cannot be by violence. So the message for those Devis out there, if you are subjected to violence, Devi never stood up for it. You don't stand up for it either. So this is what is special for me about Navaratri time. This is the message that I wanted to share with you, and why I'm saying to you it is important for us to do puja today for the Devis. Those of us who can come, please attend, give your offering, whether it's a flower, whatever you want to give to the children, but recognize who those children represent, the Divine Mother herself. We are unique in that way, but I've given you some of my thoughts as to why that is done. There are other thoughts you will have for yourself, but this is as much as I would like to share with you today. Prem se bolo Shri Navadurga Devi Maiya ki Jai. Bhajan. Panditji, Aarti.
Come forward. Please sanitize your hands before you go forward and perform your arati. Any person who would like to charhawi, you're charhawing here at the Bedi, so we'll invite you to come in that way.
माता हमको सन्मति दो माता, बोलो जय दुर्गा माता हमको सन्मति दो माता, बन जीवन लोक लला, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम। दुर्गा माता जगत्राता, दुर्गा माता जगत्राता, हे अक्षय आनंद धाम, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम। हे सिंहवाहिनी जगदम्बा, भव सिंध तारिणी हे रंबा, हे सिंहवाहिनी जगदम्बा, भव सिंध तारिणी हे रंबा, गुण गाते सुर मुनि हे रंबा, गुण गाते सुर मुनि हे रंबा, जग जननी यातो याम, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम। बोलो जय दुर्गा माता हमको सन्मति दो माता, बोलो जय दुर्गा माता हमको सन्मति दो माता, बन जीवन लोक लला, हम करते तुझे प्रणाम। तू करे पंगु के वेगवान, बहिरे के सुनने लगे कान, आ आ आ
जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी कालिक पालिनी अम्बे भवानी कालिक पालिनी अम्बे भवानी कालिक पालिनी अम्बे भवानी कालिक पालिनी अम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माम्बे भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माम्बे भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माम्बे भवानी दुर्गा भवानी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी संकट हरिणी मंगल करणी संकट हरिणी मंगल करणी संकट हरिणी मंगल करणी संकट हरिणी मंगल हरिणी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी अम्बे भवानी माम्बे भवानी जगज्जननी 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 माम्बे भवानी
प्रेम से बोले आज शक्ति जगदम्बा देवी मैया की जय. So as we prepare ourselves for Purnahuti and for final Arti, just some announcements that I want to remind us all of. So firstly, as Panditji did at the beginning, I want to join with him in extending a very warm and very cordial welcome to each and every one this morning. Those of you who have come face to face, those of you who are joining with us online, either on YouTube or on Facebook, we want to extend a very warm and a very special welcome to you, and to hope that we see you each and every Sunday and on each and every occasion when the Mandir engages in puja and engages in satsang. I want to thank my Shrotas this morning for sitting, Tara and her entire family. And Tara, I could say whenever you are coming to sit puja, I know I'm going to have at least 15 extra people here at the Mandir. So I'm speaking about Vishal and all of the others who are here this morning. We want to extend very warm welcome, Kimberly as well, and to look forward to seeing you all with us each and every Sunday morning. As Panditji mentioned, we are in the midst of the Navratri, and today being the wonderful occasion of, I think Panditji it started at 9:18 or thereabouts, the Ashtami, we are celebrating this most powerful, most wonderful occasion. And this evening, as Panditji said, we are performing Kanyakumari Puja. That means, therefore, that the Shrotas who are sitting, that would be Gangadin and his family, they will commence puja here at the Bedi from 5 p.m. It is the expectation that we will complete this puja and the puja by the Devi Ma at the altar, and complete that by 6, so that the Kanya Puja can start just about 6 o'clock or 6 p.m. The reason being, we don't want the younger children to be restless and to be detained in any undue way and for it to run late, because we are mindful tomorrow is a school day, it's a working day, so we don't want to run late. So I will invite you, if you want to Charhawe by the Murti before performing Kanya Kumari Puja, adjust your timing accordingly so that you get here in time to do that. So the Kanya Puja, we are looking to start at 6 p.m. and Panditji will be leading us in that. So what do you need to bring? Bring your flowers and so on. If you want to bring little gifts and so on for the Devis, please do so. Importantly, you will not be allowed to feed the Devis directly. They will have little thalis in front of them, and any gifts you want to give to them, please, you will place it in the thali, and obviously that is for health and safety reasons. You will be given final instructions this evening in terms of the process, so that there's no undue crowding and undue difficulty in terms of how that will proceed. So everybody will get an opportunity. You're also reminded that we conclude tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening will be our last evening, and we are again inviting you to come from 6 p.m. tomorrow, when we will commence our final evening during the period of Navratri. Next Sunday is our Mandir fundraiser, and I'm sure most, if not all of you, have tickets. It's in the form of a takeaway breakfast. I think by now all tickets are sold out. We still have a few tickets left over, and Panditji made the point, especially for the Devis, in part of your marriage vows, it wasn't about Seke and Sada Ruti. So next week when we have the Sada Roti, it will not be Seked by the Devis, but Gangadin and myself and others are Seking the Roti. So if it come out crooked and it is well, you know why. I'm just joking, we will have good quality Sada Roti. But we will be abbreviating our service in order to cater for that. So we will be concluding our service just shortly before 9 a.m. We are calling upon you to give of yourself in terms of your physical labor now, because we need to have enough persons to ensure that the food is packed and is ready for delivery, because our starting time for delivery will be at 9. Yes? So I know Gangadin and Rama and others are actively seeking your assistance. I know many of you have pledged your support, so we require you please to give your names to them so that they can set up a proper system so nobody is unduly burdened and everybody will participate in a meaningful way to make it a very successful fundraising activity. This is our main fundraiser for several years now, and we will invite you please to assist us in that regard. So two things. One, if you still need tickets, please see Gangadin or Rama after service. Secondly, if you are willing and able to give of your support physically to assist, please also give them your names and they can instruct you accordingly. We will therefore not be having children's class next week. So just be mindful about that. So Balvihar class will not take place next week, but will continue thereafter. We will be, you'll be hearing further about our Diwali program, which will come about later this month. We are looking at the 16th for Diwali program, so our service will be extended a little bit to accommodate that, and you will be getting the information about that coming to you online and via our messages on WhatsApp and so on. You please stay tuned for other activities that will come up, particularly focusing with Diwali and our Lakshmi Mata Puja. You will be hearing more about that as well in the week ahead. Sitaram everyone, we now invite you to stand for Purnahuti. So I'll invite the shrotas back up and then we will engage in final arti. Hari Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swudha Namostute Om Purnamarat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamodakshate Purnasya Purnamarhai Purnamivavashishyate Om Sarvambe Purnahum Swaha Achman Om Sarvatirta Samayuktam Sugandim Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Yaratam Grihana Paramesharam Achmanyam Achmanyam Samarpyaminum Achmanyam Samarpye. You fan the flame in all directions. Om Banaspatir Sodbhuto Gandayu Gandutamha Argya Devanam Dupoyam Padigridam. Wherever you are now, direct both your palms to Agni Devata. Pass your hand over your entire body as you retain and infuse your very being with that divine energy. Om Shri Analai Namo Namaha. Arti Bhajan.
Jayambi Gauri Maya, Jayambi Gauri, O Maya, Jayambi Gauri Maya, Jayambi Gauri. Tumko nish din dhyavan, Hari Brahma Shiva ji. Tumko nish din dhyavan, Hari Brahma Shiva ji. O Maya, Jayambi Gauri Maya, Jayambi Gauri. O Maya, Jayambi Gauri Maya,
Jayambi Gauri.
मांग सिंदूर विराजन, दीघों में मधुकोर.
Hari Om. Prabhu, Devi, your mother, father, family, friend, and everything to me. I ask that you continue to bless me, bless my family, bless my home, bless our marriage, bless the children, bless the parents, bless the everywhere. All friends, all who are not well, we ask you, Mataji, to please look after them, see after them, and ensure that your divine grace touches them always. Om Vishweshwari Tvam Paripasi Vishwam Vishwatmika Dharyatat Vishwam Sharanagata Dienatha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyati Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swadha Namostute Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvat Sadhike Sharanya Trambike Gauri Narayani Namostute Sarva Badha Vinirmukta Dhanadhanya Sutanvitam Manushyo Mat Prasadena Bhavishyati Na Sanchayah Shrishti Sthiti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute Sanatani Gunashraye Gunmaye Narayani Namostute Tvameva Mata Shapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhu Shasakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om प्रेम से बोल श्री गणेश भगवान की, उमापति महादेव की, वृंदावन विहारी लाल की, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की, श्री नव दुर्गा देवी मैया की, श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती माता की, सर्वदेव सर्वदेवी की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की, सदगुरु धनवत जय जय सीताराम. सीताराम सब कोई. Please stay to each other. Say Sitaram. Have a wonderful week. Hope to see most of you, if not all of you, this evening. May God bless you always.